God help us all. We're still talking about Sydney Sweeney eugenics genes. And I, for one, am sort of sick of it, although I will admit some parts of it are getting funny. I'm Cam from Bulwark. I'm joined by my dear Ellie Schnitt. Ellie, what the hell is going on with this?
I have no idea, but Trump today invoked the name of Taylor Swift while trying to praise Sydney Sweeney, and now I'm mad.
Yeah, that's what really will get it done. So
problem.
Obviously people know Sydney Sweeney did a jeans commercial that was like fine, but also a racist dog whistle.
Yeah.
And it got people looking into Sydney because there's been this kind of understanding that she's kind of probably MAGA, but it was unearthed that she is in fact a registered Republican. And not only that, she registered as a Republican
in
after Donald Trump's conviction. Yeah, let's look at Donald Trump talking about this.
I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
Yeah. So that has led to a Trump Truth Social post. Trump is a pedophile rapist, by the way. It's just reminding you all, to keep our eye on the ball. But while we continue to unearth more information about Trump being a pedophile rapist, we're just going to talk about this because it's funny. Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the all caps hottest ad out there. It's for American Eagle and the jeans are, and then Trump put this in quotes for some reason, flying off the shelves. Go get him, Sydney. On the other side of the ledger, Jaguar did a stupid and seriously all caps woke advertisement, all caps, that is a total disaster. The CEO just resigned in disgrace and the company is in absolute turmoil. Who wants to buy a Jaguar after looking at that disgraceful ad? Shouldn't they have learned a lesson from Bud Light, which went capital W woke and is essentially destroyed in a short campaign? The company, the market cap destruction has been unprecedented, with all caps billions of dollars so foolishly lost. And here's where Ellie gets triggered. Or just look at woke singer Taylor Swift. Ever since I alerted the world as to what she was by saying on all caps truth that I can't stand her, in parentheses hate exclamation point, she was booed out of the Super Bowl and became all caps no longer hot. The tide has seriously turned. Being all caps woke is for losers. Being Republican is what you want to be. And this is my favorite new Trump thing. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh, that's instantly entering the rotation.
So yeah, I'll just, before we engage in any discourse, I'm sure you want to pop off right now. So I'll hold space for that truth and let you cook.
Truly like so much that I could say, but let's just get the Taylor Swift thing, buttoned up, moved along. Keep her name out of your mouth. It is crazy how often, if you go through his posts, how often he talks about Taylor Swift. She's not gonna fuck you, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, Taylor Swift, I know people are like, she one time hugged someone who was a registered Republican, but that woman is a CNN liberal. Like, that woman donates to Act Blue. She is not. I mean, she's a Democrat. She's a liberal. And Trump.
Can I give you my hot take?
Shut up. Yeah. What?
People are going to be mad at me for this.
Am I going to be mad at you for this?
I don't care about the climate criminal thing because I have been in public with celebrities plenty of times, and just being in public with celebrities who are not even a fraction as famous as Taylor Swift, if I were her, I would feel like my fucking life was threatened on a commercial flight.
Also, a lot of those flights were her lending her jet to other people. So actually, that was really nice of her and better for the climate. Also, since then, she has lowered her emissions. And also a lot of the people got mad. Okay, name the top 5. Name the people who have the worst jet usage. You can't because you don't care about it anymore because it's not Taylor Swift. Anyways, let's talk about Sydney Sweeney.
Wait, no. I want to go back to Taylor for one more thing. Also, Trump is talking about how she's no longer hot. Yeah, and I'm like, people have always acknowledged that Taylor Swift is so beautiful, but I don't think it was ever in the discourse that Taylor Swift was like, she was never talked about as like sexy. I feel like she was always just like stunning, gorgeous, beautiful and everything.
Well, that's a whole thing. We don't have to get into that. I think what he means by hot is like, not sexy hot. Like, I think he means like she's not hot anymore. She's not like the cool thing. Like, her music's flopping. She's a flop. She's cooked. What do the kids say? She's chopped. I think that's more what he means in his old man language. And it's also not true.
I hate to play word police for the pedophile rapist Trump, but yeah, I guess back to Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney was seen with some of her Euphoria friends doing karaoke in sort of Sydney Sweeney Hasbara redemption campaign. And I'm sort of like, how do you think people are going to react to this? Just because, while people are saying woke is dead and cancel culture is over,
it's not.
I'm sort of, what do you mean?
I mean that like people care more now than they did, 2 years ago. I think like we're going to see a woke resurgence just in reaction.
Yeah, but I do think that it's not going to stop anybody from watching Euphoria. I think that if anything's going to stop people from watching Euphoria, it's the fact that Euphoria is kind of inflammatory and kind of slop.
Yeah, I also think it's like interesting. I think a lot of people knew that Sydney Sweeney's family was very MAGA. Like this was in the discourse. People kind of knew about this. The difference between like, yeah, I've got a couple family members who are Republicans or who have that ideology. That's a big, big difference from I was a registered Republican in 2024. Those are two really different things. And I do think that there will be some kind of backlash or consequence to that. Yeah.
You do?
I do. Maybe not being canceled off a show or like whatever, but I mean, certainly I think she lost a lot of goodwill because that's crazy.
But do you think I don't really know what impact that'll have on your Hollywood career right now, because I've worked inside Hollywood. Like I have listened to studio heads and producers talk and everything. And I feel like there's just this kind of general understanding that it's like, if it's not going to affect ticket sales, it's not going to be a thing. I do think there was a short period, like when you saw Gina Carano getting fired for comparing being a Republican to being a Jew during the Holocaust. Like, I do think that there was a certain period where there was a form of accountability for these things, but I don't know what reason I have to believe that that is still a thing, just because, if you're firing somebody from an art project, in my opinion, the primary reason should be in order to make sure that everybody in the cast and crew feels comfortable on set.
Yes.
But
what I'm going to tell you,
less and less creative people.
I don't know. I think what I would say is cancellation like doesn't really exist unless like you're a woman. Like men don't really get canceled from things. If she was a man and she was a registered Republican, people might hate her, but she would never face any consequences for it. But like people love to hate women, and giving them a valid reason to hate a woman, her career is not going to be the same. I'm sorry. It's like, it sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. I mean, she's a registered Republican, so I don't feel that bad, but it's not proportionate, but it is what it is. It's true. It just is true. I would not be surprised if she had consequences for that because she's a woman.
Yeah, I guess obviously if a man in a comparable situation, I don't know. Because if a man, like, obviously there are like a lot of Republican actors in Hollywood where it doesn't really affect their career. The first one I think of for some reason is Sylvester Stallone. But I highly doubt Chris Pratt is voting blue, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really affect the way that I like. If I see a movie with Chris Pratt in it and I don't want to watch it, it's because his shtick doesn't work on me. But when I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I didn't give a shit because I was watching Peter Quill. I wasn't watching Chris Pratt. And honestly, like I work for a bunch of fucking never Republicans complaining about Donald Trump every day. I don't know if this is really going to affect the way that I see Sydney Sweeney, just because, again, I sort of assumed that this was the case about her all along.
Okay.
Like I feel like if you're from a family like that and you're going to be different, you're going to put out some sort of signal that you are. And she never did. She's always just sort of been
There's a difference
focused
between
on business. She was at Jeff Bezos' wedding. I don't know.
I guess we'll see. I don't know.
I think that leave a comment down below on if you think Sydney Sweeney's career is going to be affected by her status as a registered Republican. But I think that this will be an interesting case study for sure in post-Trump 2024 cancel culture wokeness type stuff, just because, now that sort of thing is unearthed, I imagine she's just going to sweep it under the rug. And that is always the best reaction to getting canceled, is just ignoring it. And her being a woman, totally a factor, but I just don't know, because also a lot of the apparatuses that do drive online the hate against women in Hollywood are right wing. And that's not to say that the hate against women in these types of industries isn't across the board with men. But when I'm talking about like the Twitter troll farms, the troll farms that we were talking about attacking Pedro, I feel like those blue check accounts that influence a lot of the internet culture are right wing. So
yes, but I would not be surprised if they would take any opportunity to bring down any woman. But who knows? She's sort of their Aryan goddess of the week right now. So I think that's also why they hate Taylor Swift, because she's not.
Correct. But I'm just like, you know, liberal men are going to be saying stuff about Sydney Sweeney and saying that she's a dumb woman and that she's just some bimbo blonde and everything. But I think that conservative men are seeing her. It's almost like she's the woman that they're painting on the side of their plane in World War II. She's, you know, we're gonna see flags with like pictures of Sydney and her boobs looking big that say "Don't tread on me." I think she might become a symbol for this modern, you know, women posting pictures of them doing Sig Heils on Twitter type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope not. You know, I do. I hope not. But like, you just don't know with these kinds of people in this kind of situation. And I don't know. I'm interested to see if there's like a media backlash in the way that there was post Trump 2016, or if things are going to kind of keep going the way that they're going with, you know, things like Colbert getting canceled off the air and things like that for being critical of Trump. Like, I don't know. I guess I can only hope that we all get really woke right now.
Yeah, I think it's actually, I don't know. I was going to say it's more dangerous to be liberal with studios than it is conservative at this point, just thinking about the Colbert cancellation. But I also think that many famous celebrities right now are talking about Palestine and are no longer going to be punished for it the way that someone like Melissa Barrera was when she was fired from Scream.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Everybody, again, leave a comment down below. I don't care what it is. Ellie, thanks so much for joining right before dinner, and we will see you all soon.